Things between Krishan and Blueface have officially spiraled out of control. What started as online chatter and petty drama has escalated into something much darker, and now the internet is asking the same question. Did this feud cross the line? Did Krishan really take things too far, or is this all just another chapter in a long, messy story? From online rants to public threats, and from gang affiliations to leaked addresses, the situation has people talking and worrying. It all started with Krishan's online persona, which, let's be honest, has always been chaotic. She's someone who's been known to switch sides depending on the situation, claiming allegiance to one gang one day and a completely different one the next. Early on, people didn't take her seriously because it seemed like part of her online act. She had previously associated herself with different crews depending on her relationship status. One minute she'd claim one side, the next she'd be backing the other. For some, it was entertaining. For others, it was confusing. But what happened next made it very clear this wasn't just internet flexing, things were turning dangerous. After Blueface got released, the story took a dark turn. Krishan's behavior intensified almost immediately. She went from switching sides casually to making threats online. Blue had left her shortly after getting out to be with Hazel E, and according to reports, this infuriated Krishan. In response, she allegedly went back to a previous gang affiliation, seemingly seeking protection and influence. But it didn't stop there. She allegedly leaked Blueface's address online, a move that shifted the feud from words to something much more alarming. Suddenly, it wasn't just about bragging online or petty insults. People began to question whether she might be trying to put him in real danger. This wasn't even her first threatening incident. Rumors suggest that Krishan has a history of making threats toward Blueface, and she has reportedly invoked serious consequences for anyone who crosses her. Her words hint at a willingness to escalate situations far beyond what most would expect. People have pointed out her references to past incidents, her insistence on consequences for disrespect, and her persistent intensity. At this point, it becomes hard to separate her online persona from what she might actually do offline. And when you consider that her history includes controversial and violent associations, it adds another layer of concern. Part of the backstory involves Ronnie, Krishan's ex. For those who aren't familiar, Ronnie had legal disputes with her over paternity claims for her child. He had requested a paternity test, and according to sources, things quickly escalated. Shortly after taking legal action, he was fatally shot. While no official charges linked Krishan directly to the incident, rumors and speculation have swirled around the timing and context, leaving a cloud of suspicion. References to Ronnie in her online rant suggest that she uses these incidents to underscore a certain toughness, but it also shows how her feuds can carry real consequences. Adding another twist, Krishan's new boyfriend is reportedly affiliated with a gang known as the B Team. In interviews, he has vouched for her, claiming she's loyal and smart, and that he trusts her to navigate the dangerous situations she's put herself in. But even he admits that her behavior has consequences. Switching gang affiliations, making threats, and publicly flaunting influence draws attention, not all of it safe. This dynamic is important because it shows how her personal choices can escalate into larger conflicts, pulling in outside parties who might otherwise have stayed uninvolved. The tension reached a boiling point at a recent public event, the Baddies premiere. Both Blueface and Krishan were reportedly scheduled to attend, and what happened there shocked many. Blueface and his manager, Whack 100, allegedly pulled strings to prevent Krishan and her group from entering. It turns out she had arrived with a large entourage, including reportedly 20 people affiliated with the B Team. From Blueface's perspective, this wasn't just about attendance, it was a potential threat. He reportedly believed the crowd could have been there to intimidate or even physically confront him. Krishan, however, maintains that her appearance was professional. She claims she was simply there to fulfill work obligations and had no intention of causing harm. But the optics were dangerous. When you consider her past threats, the presence of a large, organized group, and her history of switching gang affiliations, it's easy to see why Blueface's team decided not to let her in. This incident highlights how quickly a personal feud can escalate when real-world elements are involved, especially when there are affiliations with outside groups. Things didn't stop at the event itself. Krishan's ongoing feuds have drawn in more than just Blueface. She allegedly insulted a member of a rival gang, calling him a crab, which is considered highly offensive. This sparked another response from Block, a prominent figure in that crew, who made a public video warning her against returning to Los Angeles. Suddenly, what was once a personal dispute has become a broader gang conflict, and that level of escalation can carry very real consequences. Whack 100 explained the decision to block her entry, emphasizing that the concern wasn't just about one incident but about the potential for violence. He claimed that he made the choice to embarrass her publicly rather than risk escalation, knowing that her group was watching from across the street. According to him, this was a calculated decision designed to prevent a situation from spiraling further. His explanation underscores the high stakes involved. In this environment, even a small miscalculation can have serious repercussions. Public reaction has been intense. Social media is divided between those who view the situation as dramatic entertainment and those who are genuinely worried. Many have criticized the involvement of gangs and the presence of a child in the middle of the chaos. Others argue that Krishan's behavior is reckless and could have unintended consequences. The debate raises important questions about responsibility, personal safety, and the line between online personas and real-world actions. As this feud continues, the underlying theme is the intersection of personal conflict, public spectacle, and gang influence. What started as a relationship dispute has escalated into a situation where threats, public appearances, and affiliations with outside groups converge. The stakes are high, and both parties are navigating a landscape where every move is scrutinized and every word carries weight. While rumors abound, it's clear that this feud has gone beyond ordinary celebrity drama. Allegations of threats, leaked addresses, and gang involvement create a tense and unpredictable situation. It's not just about who said what online, it's about how these actions could manifest in the real world. Analysts and observers caution that mixing personal disputes with organized groups is never safe, and history shows that such dynamics can quickly lead to violence. Even with all the chaos, some fans try to find humor or entertainment in the situation. Clips circulate online highlighting her dramatic behavior, her rants, and her ever-changing affiliations. While the content is sensational, it's also a reminder of how serious these conflicts can become when real-world consequences are involved. Fans are watching, commenting, and sometimes cheering, but the underlying danger should not be ignored. The incident at the Baddies premiere serves as a critical turning point in this story. Blueface and Whack 100's decision to block entry, combined with Krishan's response, illustrates just how quickly things can escalate. It's a moment that captured public attention, showcased tensions between online personas and reality, and highlighted the risks inherent in mixing celebrity drama with gang affiliations. For observers, it's a case study in how conflicts can spiral out of control. Looking at the bigger picture, this feud reflects a broader trend in celebrity culture. Personal relationships, social media drama, and real-world influence collide in ways that can be both entertaining and dangerous. For Krishan, her actions and decisions are scrutinized not just by fans, but by groups who could act on her statements. For Blueface, navigating the threats, public appearances, and potential escalation requires careful strategy. Everyone involved is operating in a high-stakes environment where missteps can have serious consequences. Ultimately, the story raises questions about accountability, safety, and the power of online influence. How far should public figures be allowed to push boundaries when their words can have real-world implications? And how do fans separate entertainment from reality when these lines are blurred? These are questions that social media, celebrity culture, and public perception are forced to grapple with, and the Krishan and Blueface feud is a prime example. As of now, the situation remains tense. Allegations, online rants, gang affiliations, and public confrontations continue to dominate headlines. Social media is full of speculation, reactions, and opinions, leaving fans to wonder what will happen next. Will this feud escalate further, or will it fizzle out before it reaches a dangerous peak? Only time will tell. One thing is clear, this is not just a story about personal drama. It's about power, influence, and the consequences of mixing entertainment with dangerous elements. It's about how a feud that begins online can quickly spill into the real world with unpredictable results. Observers caution that such conflicts are rarely simple, and the involvement of outside parties adds layers of risk that cannot be ignored. So, where does that leave everyone watching? On one hand, there's fascination, curiosity, and even humor in seeing the chaos unfold. On the other hand, there's genuine concern for safety and the consequences of these actions. This story is a stark reminder that personal disputes, social media influence, and public attention can create volatile situations, especially when gang affiliations and threats are involved. As fans continue to follow the story, the lessons are clear. Words matter, actions matter, and the consequences of escalation can be severe. Whether it's the leaked addresses, the online threats, or the confrontations at public events, each action adds tension and heightens the stakes. For both Chrisean and Blueface, navigating this complex web requires caution, awareness, and strategy. In the end, this feud is more than just entertainment. It's a real-world drama with real risks. While people debate, speculate, and weigh in online, the situation serves as a cautionary tale about the intersection of celebrity, influence, and danger. It's messy, unpredictable, and captivating, but it's also a reminder that not all conflicts should be taken lightly. So, what do you think? Was Krishan trying to take things too far? Are the allegations true? Or is this just an extreme example of online chaos spilling into real life? The answer isn't simple, and that's why this story has captured so much attention. It's a mix of ambition, obsession, danger, and drama that keeps everyone watching, talking, and guessing. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the feud between Krishan and Blueface is far from over. New developments, public statements, and potential confrontations could appear at any time. And while fans speculate and debate, the line between online persona and real-world consequence remains blurred. This is a saga that shows just how quickly drama can escalate and why attention, caution, and strategy are critical when dealing with high-stakes personal conflicts. Until then, the public watches, the social media buzz continues, and everyone waits to see who will make the next move. This feud has all the elements of a headline-grabbing story: personal conflict, public spectacle, gang involvement, and real danger. And while no one knows exactly how it will end, it's certain that the drama is far from finished.